Hey guys, what's up? It's Jalen here doing a pros and cons special episode 10. Thank you so much. If it wasn't for your support, I would not be here doing an episode 10. I would probably just be scrapping this series like Joey did it with the meta. mm. uh, but anyway, enough about that. This is a three-part special. I'm covering the entire Dungeon World's builds. We've got Pure Adventures for today, Wednesday. Then on Thursday we've got Pure Dungeon Enemy. Whoo, I can't wait to do that. And then we've got Dungeon Mix on Friday. But this is gonna be a three-part episode 10 special. So we're doing Pure Adventures. Pure Adventures are literally something people don't usually do because everyone's like mix, 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 mix. So they're good. They're definitely viable. It's just that people like, of course, Mix is a more consistent deck because there are a couple of flaws that Mix gets rid of when you do make that kind of deck. So either way, let's get on to Pure Adventures pros and cons. Now let's start off with a pretty good pro that's probably going to be in Mix as well. Mission cards. Now the mission cards are something that I didn't want to spread apart because on their own they already are like three different pros in their own. But I'm putting them all as one because I'm not trying to cover all of them in such an extreme fashion. So we've got, of course, I'm leaving the most broken one last. From least broken to broken. So let's go with defeat all monsters. You pay a gauge and you set it, and then every time an adventure destroys a monster, then you put a card from the top of your deck into the soul. And once it reaches 2, you immediately have to get rid of the set spell, and then those 2 cards go to your hand. So it's similar to a nice one, but it's a bit slower and methodical, which is pretty decent. It's still a good card nonetheless. Of course, it's really good because, once again, it's like a nice one, but it's a little fancier. It's not the exact same 2 top cards unless you killed 2 monsters in a turn with adventurers. So that's the only way you can really do that, like a nice one. So it's still pretty much the same, but it can also give you a setup for the other mission card I will mention. Then we got Hot Springs. I don't want to say the whole name. We just call it Hot Springs. Pretty much when an adventure is destroyed, then it has a mandatory effect of you get 2 2 adventures from your drop zone to your hand, which is really great. Of course, it's not exactly like Monster Revival, like say something like Return from the Underworld, but it's similar to Devil Advantage. You get the card back and you get to choose whether you want to play it or not. So it's a really good card nonetheless. Of course, like all the mission cards, and now we get to Form a Party, aka you can kind of guess the acronym, FAP. It literally is like playing with yourself with a stupid card. Pretty much, when you have this set on the field, which just has no set costs or cast costs or anything like that, so you set it. Then when you just use another mission card, bam, this thing goes off the field. You gain a life, and then you add an adventurer card. So that goes with the weapons. Some of the Actually, I don't think there's any spells outside of continue that you can search, but you can search weapons and monsters basically, and the impact. And I'll get to the impact later. But FAP is literally your huge engine. If you're not playing FAP in adventure or mixed, there's something very fucking wrong. I cannot stress how stupid this card is. It lets you toolbox the shit out of your deck. But then this deck does have a con that people don't usually notice, but it's just because they always link attack. This deck has nothing above 5,000 power. 5,000 power is like their maximum for attack. There's like no adventure that exists that fucking has above 5k. If you want to count that stupid Brave of the Sun gal, I will punch you in the mouth. Not really, because I can't really punch you through a screen, but I want to. Other than the stupid size garbage 3 gal, there's nothing in this deck that can hit above 5k. So you're constantly attacking if something's got 6,000 or 7,000 defense. So it could be problematic if your opponent can easily remove you. Oh wait, that's another con of the deck. The deck is easily monster removed. Most monster removal can destroy this deck. What I mean by this, of course, Dragon World, blah blah blah. We know Dragon World can destroy this deck in pretty much every day and with the monster removal. But now Danger World can. Katana World's Geppuku Gear, you can always do that to any monster though. Ancient World's Dragonflame Cascade can actually wipe out a field, which is pretty hilarious. Of course, the Ancient World's Dragon Thunder. And then we've got Pillar of Fire. So, they're pretty much removed by practically every world. And Magic doesn't really have monster removal to work like that. So, Magic World doesn't count. So, it's pretty bad when it comes to that. But the deck still has pretty great stuff. I mean, let's go for another pro. Amazing Impact. I haven't seen something this broken since fucking Gargantua Punisher. But Gargantua cost you 4 gauge and wasn't consistent with how you got the conditions. But this is just like, if you have an adventure and a weapon, and they're at 3 less life, you win the game. It's auto win at that kind of situation. But pure adventurers can't do this as well as mixed kind because more double attackers like Tetsuya plus Bladewing and shit. I'll get to that when I get the video done on Friday. Posted on Friday. So, it's pretty much just a really, really great impact. You have plenty of times to go for high damage, because what you should know about this deck, another pro that's pretty prominent in this deck, they have a great damage output. Their damage output is 2 and 3s all around. If there's that single one, it's probably Adric, and Adric deals a burn damage, so it's similar to just doing 2 anyway. So pretty much everything has a really good damage output in this deck. Despite their not so amazing stats, they're pretty good at doing a lot of damage to your opponent, especially when you get the pluses off the link attack. And oh Jesus, I'll get to him later. But amazing impact and great damage output. That's one thing this deck has going for it that makes it just as good as maybe even the other Dungeon World counterparts or even any other worlds out there. But one thing that you have to know about all dungeon adventure-based things like mix and adventures here. Terrible Ancient World matchup. Oh my god, it's so fucking bad. Seeger alone just makes them want to just sit there and just fucking scoop, because you have to link attack it anyway, so you might get some damage on it, or penetrate or something, but even if that happens, they can Ice Glacies the link attack, they can stop the penetrate, or if they can just go for a Wrath Trigger, they can counterattack, heal the monster you were going to boost with, give double attack with Tetsuya. Just Ancient World counters them so well, it's annoying for them. But once again, Ancient World has that problem. If you don't draw Seeger, you don't win the game. So it's kind of not lopsided, but when Seeger does come out, it's just like, okay, now I've got to grind game into fucking beating this. Because in game 1, you're not going to have Rolling Stone. Or even if they draw the Kiriwa, which can remove the cards in Soul from Seeger, they can still evolve because you have to destroy the Seeger. And then Wrath Trigger can save these Seeger forms. So it's not like it's very, very easy. So, and you can't Pillar of Fire any of them, so Pillar of Fire is a dead draw in the matchup. Next up, we have another pro. Great Penetrate cards. We got Tsuku, who gives another monster fucking Penetrate, because that's not stupid. Oh, let me give Glory Seeker another, Penetrate. Okay, 5 great Penetrate. Let me give it to Tetsuya. Okay, Tetsuya restands Tsuku. There's so many plays. A prominent field is literally just costing you 2 gauge and a card in your hand. And you just go, okay, call Tetsuya, pay 2 gauge for Tsuku, and then equip Glory Seeker by discarding a card. Okay, now I can go for this. Link with Tetsuya and Tsuku, restand, do 3 damage penetrate, restand, then link attack with the freaking Glory Seeker. You did fudging 5 plus 3, that's 8. And then if you have the impact, oh well, I guess you win the game. It's so easy to get off kills in this deck, it's not funny, because there's almost no defense against them. You leave your center open, okay, I'll keep linking it. Even if you block it, I'm just going to keep restanding with Tetsuya. Also, Tetsuya is a pro on his own. I mean, I've gone over Tetsuya. He's a pro. Tetsuya single-handedly makes Dungeon Adventurers, or even Mix, just what it is. Tetsuya is the shit. Tetsuya, Tetsuya wins every game. Oh, I have not seen a game where someone hasn't called Tetsuya and then, fucking beat someone's shit in. Unless, they removed it like a smart player. Or if they couldn't, whatever. It's probability and all that. I'm not going to try and get into all that. That's for Blaze's articles. Anyway, just once again, I have to count another card as its own pro. Glory Seeker. Glory Seeker is stupid as all fuck to me. I think it's the dumbest weapon they ever created. 5,000. 5K is a good power in this game. 3 crit. Oh, okay. What is this insane equip cost? Oh man, it's probably gonna cost me like 5 gauge or something. And it also saves me? Oh, it must be like 6 gauge. Nope. Discard one fucking card. You discard one card for like triple benefits. It's fucking stupid. You get 3 crit, 5k power, and a way to save yourself. Why is that in one simple fucking equip cost? And then all you have to do is discard a card. You know what you can do? You can just fucking use Hot Springs later in the game, and then Hot Springs get back probably the adventure you dumped by discarding for Glory Seeker's equip cost. Why is that a thing? That's retarded. This is why adventures in general just have so much going for them, because their stupid support cards make them OP as all shit. But enough of me digressing and ranting. I have to get on to another kind of deck. The deck has the pure build, adventures, what I'm going over, has very few options. You either can go with Ochre Glacier in your fucking deck, playing Baku, which isn't the most amazing size 2. Quinn's Way is a good option. You don't want to main a fucking Gao. Drums, of course, you're 4 of. You have the freaking Move Monster, who's not all that decent anyway. You have, of course, the size ones and where the deck excels. But then you have to worry about your spell lineup. You can't play Continue, you can't play Earth Declined, you can't play those guys, so you gotta think of other things to put in. People put like things in like Dangerous Fuse, or increase the mission cards numbers, or they play more of the impact, or play different weapons, because you can search them out anyway. So it's kind of weird to try and find the right build for a pure adventure deck, because they don't have much going for the pure adventure build. And then the last kind of deck is just the weak defenses. What do I say about the weak defenses? Their stats are pretty decent at best, but this deck has like no defense outside of the freaking monster removal and Shalsanas. You cannot stop an attack. You're pretty much just probably sometimes banking on fucking Glory Seeker saving your ass. So that's my problem with the deck a little bit, but it's just because an offensive deck can't be too defensive at the same time, because then, oh, well, the stupid opportunities you would have to do with that kind of deck. But that is pretty much Dungeons & Adventures in a nutshell, and the pros and cons of the deck. And the final verdict of it is, just play Mix. I'm being honest here. Adventures, pure adventures, actually a really good deck. Really good. But it's just the options are so linear, and it's not linear. Okay, the options are so scarce. You cannot do much with the deck on its own. So Mix is honestly just a better option. But if you like playing a fun deck that can also do well in competitive play, Adventures is the deck for you. Just like Jake, who plays a pure adventure deck. So either way, hope you guys like this video. Subscribe to me Infinity. Comment what you want to see episode 11 after I do the 3-part saga of this whole pros and cons special. So see you guys later, and stick around for Pure Dungeon Enemies tomorrow. I can't wait!